All right, welcome back to the shop. Brother's Jeep's back in for another repair video. This time, radiator's cracked. Stick around and find out how to replace this thing, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and check it out. All right, first thing you're going to want to do is get the coolant out of it. Make sure it's not hot. Do not ever open a coolant system while the coolant system is hot. You'll get burned severely. Make sure it's cooled off enough where you can crack the cap. It looks like we're going to take the skid plate down to get to the petcock on the radiator, which is the drain. It should be right up through there, but you can't get your hand in there, so we're going to pop this plate down. Okay, so I got the skid plate down. This one is a Rubicon. It's got this sway bar disconnect motor, which is right in the way. I hope y'all can see that. I've got my arm through here with a pair of pliers to get to that petcock valve, which is right on the bottom of the radiator, right above that motor. I'm going to try to turn this thing and open this valve up. I got a pan under me here, so I would just pull a lower radiator hose off, let it drain like that, but these are kind of mid. The lower radiator hose is kind of in the middle of the radiator, so I'm not going to be able to drain it all out like that. Yeah, I'm having a little trouble turning it. All right, so there she blows. She's draining, and that's not easy to get to. I just got to it with a straight pair of pliers, which are still up in there, I think. No, they're not. I just got to them with a cheap pair of straight pliers. It's not easy to get your wrist in between here, but that's how I had to do it. And you can just take that hose off if you want and pull that radiator out. It's still going to be half full. So I prefer to drain it from the bottom. It's making a royal mess, but we'll get it. Pull it drained out. You can start removing some covers. Get this shit out of your way. Get this top cover off. If you're going to get this air tube out of your way, at least take the tins out here and move it some. I don't know if I'll have to take it totally off the throttle body. So we're going to try to just take these out, pop the lid maybe and get it loose. Snake this out and get our hoses off. There's the upper, and the middle one's down here. That's the lower, but it's kind of in the middle of the radiator, you'll see. All right, got the tins out, got the clips undone, but I still feel like I'm going to have to take this all the way out, so we're going to pop the cover off and take our clamp off here and slide this thing all the way out. Give us some access. So we got to get our fans out of there, so this has got to get out of the way. All right, flip this up out of the way. You got a sensor here you want to unhook. Roll it up out of the way. Take that hose off if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. All right, we gotta get this overflow out, expansion tank. Take your hose off from over on that side, and this thing just slides down in these grooves. And I'll put this flashlight down. Just pop out like that. All right, you need to get this cooling fans unplugged. You're gonna have to pop it off. Maybe not. Maybe that plug will stay. Let's get that undone. So we gotta get these coolant fans taken off. So you got an 8mm at the top on both sides, and then it's like a tongue and groove deal where the fan just clips in the radiator, it looks like, at the bottom. So we're gonna zip them out with a little 8mm here. Drop that right on the ground. All right, don't forget to take this panel off. It's held in by 4 of these little Christmas tree push-in clip deals. You gotta take this out, or at least get it out of your way here, yeah, before you can lift your fans out. Something's holding me. Catch on every dang thing there is coming out. There you go. fan unit out. See, it's got these little clips on the bottom. It just slides in like a tongue and groove. 2 bolts in the top. That thing slides out of there. We're taking this radiator out anyway. Of course, that's what we're doing, is replacing the radiator, but you want to get all this debris out that's in between. That can cause obstructions in the fan. Get less airflow when you got hands in front of your fan, right? In front of your fins. So that's going to suck to the thing, and the more of those that are in there, the less airflow you got. So make sure all your debris is out. You can take a water hose and rinse all your coolers off, your trans coolers, your condenser, anything that you got in front of the radiator, and make sure everything's flowing good through there. You can do that right through the grill at any time. Of course, you can't really see what's in between them until you take that cover off. All right, if you don't own a set of radiator hose clamp pliers, get some. It's going to make your life a lot easier. You can get them anywhere, probably any part store, I would imagine, probably has them on the shelf. These spring clamps can be a real pain in the butt on some vehicles. It's not going to be too bad on this one. Just pops off like that. And you got another one right down here. It's a little bit harder spot. They make them, let me show you something. This is another style of hose clamp, spring clamp deal. I'll show you up here because it's easier. Let me push this camera down because I can't see that. If you're in a tight spot somewhere and you can't get your pliers in or your hands, you run this cable drive deal. See that? And it's got a little lock on the handle that works sometimes. I don't have it locked all the way, but that's how it works. And you can kind of slide your clamp on and off as you need to in a tight spot. These will save your life on cars that have clamps in weird spots. Not cheap, but if you're doing this on a regular, you're going to need it. By the way, you got a 10mm right here in this corner of the radiator, right by the filler, and another one right here. And this thing should slide out of here. So we're going to pop these bolts out and try to lift this radiator up out of here. I didn't expect to see, but all the coolers that are bolted in front of this thing, the trans cooler and old cooler or whatever it is, and the condenser, it has let me get the flashlight out and I'll show you. It has some screws right through here. I'm thinking I can get to them with a swivel. Looks like 8mm there and 8mm there on each corner. It's bolted to the front of the radiator, these other coolers, so we got to get those out of there. Hopefully then we can lift that radiator up out of there. More than I thought. There's some in the bottom as well. So I got to pop this grill shell out. Hopefully I can get to them from there. I'm hoping I don't have to take this bumper off with this bull bar or whatnot on here. But these have the lock tabs that hold down. There's 6 across the top, including these corner ones. And you just pop them up with a flathead and it unlocks them. They slide right out. Hopefully I can slide this grill out real quick. There's some clips along the bottom that just pops out, and you got to unplug your blinkies there. And then you can pull that whole grill shell out. It's not a big deal. Just clicks in, basically. A lot more stuff off than I thought. We've got a 8mm that goes in sideways. It holds these condenser lines on. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah, it's an AC condenser line. So I got a little 1/4 mil with an 8 socket on it, 8mm socket, 1/4 drive. Trying to walk that out of there. And there was some more in the front. Got to take these 2 tins out. There's an 8mm down here in the bottom on both sides, and one at the top on both sides. So a lot of little dumb little holders that's going to keep you from pulling this thing out real quick. Another one, go through the fender well right there, holds those hoses on. We'll pop that little 8mm out there. You can see that right there where the light's super bright, blowing the camera out. Alright, right there. Alright, so we got that booger out of there. Got all those little hidden screws holding it in. You just have to find them and get them out. Good luck getting them back in. Some of them might not go back in. Just do our best to get them back in, but boy, it's tight. Everything's overlapping, and then getting that radiator lifted up out of there. I didn't film it. It was too chaotic to film it. It was just trying to tuck stuff out of the way and get it slid up. Everything's trying to grab it on the way out. This thing's just tight fit. So we're going to reverse procedure, and I'll show you the new one. Just a Murray from Autos or O'Reilly's. So that's where your fan mounts on the front there. Your hoses come out, of course. So you've got a screw hole here, here, and here. These bottom ones are kind of hard to get to. The top ones weren't too bad. That's where I went through the grill, and then I took the grill out and got to these bottom ones. But then there's some in the side. You got lines that clip in the side here, and you got a screw that comes in through here. That's where we got it from the driver's side fender well. And then there's a Christmas tree that mounts this wiring harness on this side. There was another one on the side there, wasn't there? Yep. And then you got another Christmas tree holding a wiring harness in for the fans right here. You got to clip that out. So this thing's got all kinds of shit holding it in. A lot of it's very unnecessary. You know, just how they do it these days. So we're gonna reverse the order and put this thing back in. I'm not gonna film that. It's just the same way we just pulled it out, just in reverse order. And then you can go to our playlist on JK's or Jeeps. I think it's Jeeps. And there's tons of videos on this. There's a video on there that shows you how to burp the coolant system, get the air out of it. We got water pump, thermostat videos. We've got coolant temp sensor videos. I've got an oil cooler replacement video on this Jeep that's not in that JK playlist, but I'm going to try to move it there. It's under auto repair, I believe, in the auto repair playlist. Tons and tons of videos, guys. Go, don't forget to hit the subscribe. Give me that thumbs up. Appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you got anything out of this and if you need any tips. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.